Good morning, first time RVers.
Morning.
Another day, new place. We're leaving Coulter Bay. We're heading to
Old Faithful.
Yellowstone. Yep, Old Faithful cabins. It's early in the morning. Come on with us. Getting a head start on things. We don't check in till 4, but this way we'll be able to see some things throughout the day before we check in. We made it. Yellowstone National Park. We're gonna stop and get a picture here and then head on in. First stop this morning, West Thumb Geyser Basin. Let's go look at some geysers. Here we are. And my first impression is reminds me of like what it would be back in the dinosaur days. Quiet and these little steamy areas. West Thumb Geyser Basin. Austin Powers would call that boiling hot magma. Just little boils going on there. This one here is pretty clear so you can see way down.
It's called the Bluebell, bud.
The Bluebell. And you can actually kind of feel the warmth from the steam coming up. You can see by Maddie there, it's a little chilly this morning still. And some more beautifully clear water. So this hot spring makes its way down and goes right into the lake over here. That one right there is really loud. This one actually is too. Hopefully you can see that because of the sun, but here's some geysers that are actually in the lake. If you were over top of this, you could see forever down there. Of course, the wind's blowing this way now, so the steam's coming. So there's a nice long deck all the way around. You can walk around. There's plenty of these geysers to see. I, of course, just showed you a few of the highlights of the best ones. That is Yellowstone Lake, the biggest lake in Yellowstone. Here's just a quick little map where we just walked around. As always, I'm playing catch up. They've already left me. I'm not sure which way they went, so I'll find them and we'll head on to the next stop. I think we may go do Old Faithful next. So when you make your way out here, try to stay within the park. There's plenty of campgrounds, especially Yellowstone, or cabins like we're staying, or hotels. If you can stay in the park, you will save yourself a lot of time. Dawn looked yesterday, and how long was the wait to get in?
An hour and a half.
An hour and a half wait in traffic to get into this park. So if you're staying inside the park, here's an hour and a half extra time you have. Continental Divide, roundabout way. It separates the east from the west. Not literally, because we are much farther west right now, but the way they explain it is if a raindrop drops on the west side, it will end up in the Pacific, and if a raindrop dropped on the east side of the Continental Divide, it would end up in the Atlantic. So that's a good way of putting it. All right, on to the next stop. Not sure if it's going to be Old Faithful or not. So I really can't say enough good things about that Gypsy app. So he always suggests things like this cascade here that a lot of people don't stop at, so it's not as popular as Old Faithful, but it's certainly some beauty. I mean, look at this. Said it's about 150-foot drop there from top to bottom. We're here, Old Faithful. There he is. It says eruptions in about 9 minutes, but they say give or take 10 minutes. And I actually did hear something when we were inside. I don't know if that was it. I'm guessing no, because there's still a ton of people here, but we just checked into our cabin here. You can see how many geysers there are just in this area. More concentration of geysers right here than anywhere else on the planet. Not only that, but more than 50% of the geysers on the planet are right here in Yellowstone. Stopping by Biscuit Basin. Excuse the dog that's being left in the car over there. Nice little river running through. This is supposed to be one of those pretty colorful ones, so we'll go check it out right over here. Pretty. Very unique how this happens. Very deep rust colors there.
Oh, that's so cool. I was freezing the last time we were here. I know.
Sapphire pool.
It's beautiful.
All done. All right, there's some of the geysers at Biscuit Basin. We're gonna finish up the little boardwalk here and head to
Grand Prismatic Spring.
Yeah, that's that big, huge,
Colorful.
bright, colorful one. So that's the one I wanted to see. Had to do a little parking on the side of the road to see the Grand Prismatic. Thank God we got the Jeep. Got to do a little walk here, but this is pretty much the one I wanted to see the most, other than swim in the hot springs. But evidently they've got those closed because of, you know, that C word. There's another area with the water rushing into the river. It's just gorgeous. The bright orange and yellows. It's really cool how it's just eating away at the ground and actually goes underneath in some areas. Guess who's behind again? They had to pull over to wait for me. So we're downwind now. They just quite a moist bit of heat. You can probably see the steam behind me. Whew, quite moist. You can't imagine the intense orange right there. So what our gypsy ad told us is the deep blue is the water reflecting light. It reflects blue, it doesn't reflect other colors. And then the orange, the dark orange and the yellow and the browns is all different types of bacteria that have learned to survive in this heat. And depending on the color is the different temperatures of heat that they're surviving in. It is absolutely beautiful. Now let's get up there. Excuse the breathing because just walked up some hills, but you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow to see it from above. We decided we're gonna head somewhere else because it's so packed, and then just come out early first thing in the morning. We can do that because we're staying right on site. Good job, Dawn. Got my phone, getting out of the Jeep here. That's nice. Full of dust. Oh well. So this is the lower basin. We're at Fountain Paint Pot Geysers. And this area actually has all 4 types of hydrothermal geysers. So we'll be able to see all 4 types in one spot. A lot of activity in this area. shooting sideways. So here's some that are just steam. There's someone that's not abiding by the rules of staying on the walkway. There's always someone, right? And here's the fountain pig pots. Oh, there's one. I'll slow this down so you can see it. So there's your 4 different types of hydrothermal activity geysers. You have the one that was bubbling up constantly, you have the steam geyser, you have that mud pot geyser, and then the springs, that last one. They're all beautiful in their own special way, I tell you that.
Roger that, we just finished running around the lake. Let's take it easy for a minute.
There's our cabin, 407. And we actually have some geysers right over here, part of Old Faithful. And Old Faithful himself is right over that way. So we're within the walking distance of that whole area. Here it is, nothing much. A little bit nicer than the one in Coulter Bay though. It's pretty windy in this area, I guess, because it's so wide open, but we're heading over to the, what is it, Old Faithful Inn?
Yep.
The Old Faithful Inn here. Mr. Jeffrey Gypsy says it's a great place to visit. There it is, the Old Faithful Inn.
How much time do we have?
You got about 90 minutes.
And the stairs going up. It's almost like, I guess, like a little tree house up there. Maybe some viewing decks. So the inn is beautiful. It really is inside, but it's more like a campground. You share a bathroom. No rooms in there have their own bathrooms. You got to share bathrooms, and it's 5, 6, 7 rooms per bathroom. So that's why we did the cabin thing. That way we could have our own bathroom.